All right, good afternoon, Babylon. You want to hear I'm a conspiracy theorist, apparently. I was a conspiracy theorist in 2016 when I was teaching people about Pizzagate, their codes, and adrenochrome. Oh, no, you're crazy. Everything that we talked about, I'm just waiting for an Epstein file to drop that Epstein basically admits reptilians are actually ruling the world. Then you know what, whatever. So here's what I'm going to say that I'm not going to pull up a lot of facts to like back this up. I'm kind of ranting here. But the whole idea, here's one thing I tell you. Every false flag shooting or false flag psyop operation, the people always have double letters in their names, like um, Adam Lanza, Renee Good. Yeah, she had double letters. Ashley Babbitt, sadly, from January 6th in the Capitol, who was also shot and killed. And who else also has double letters in their name? Bad Bunny. Do you want to know who books the talent for the Super Bowl? Jay-Z. Do you know that Jay-Z is a Black Prince Hall Freemason? Do you know who runs Turning Point USA at this point? It's basically the Mormon Church and Freemason. Do you want to know who's having a lot of videos put out about them, about everything from their corruption to, here, where is she at? I'm going to call her Drip Queen. Does anyone know what drip means? It's slang for jewelry. Here, let me show you something here, because Eric, there's video out there on BitChute from Mr. E about when she was talking about how people mistook her for being a boy when she was a child, and she's got big feet on top of that. She has no curvy hips. We found her MK Ultra mind control butterfly tattoo above her ass. We found the lecture that she was doing with the CIA in a one video. There are so many videos coming out about her and the whole organization. And drip is slang for jewelry. She needs those donations. God forbid, I asked for a pack of cigarettes on YouTube, yet she's got to keep those donations coming in because those $10,000 diamond rings. Look, she has so much jewelry on, it's tacky. I'm just going to tell you that. And look, I adore women. I understand wearing jewelry, and I mean, come on, she's got like a thick gold herringbone bracelet on. What is this? The 1980s? Did you? Whatever. Um, could tell she lives in the suburbs somewhere. If you lived in Philly and you were wearing that kind of quote unquote drip on the street every day, you're going to get robbed. There's a reason I can go outside my house every day and I'm not getting robbed because I don't have anything to rob. Shiny things attract barracudas, right? Anyway, although Christians supposedly are taught to live in poverty and not among their means. Oh, that's right. She's a Christian. There's a big difference here. Let me tell you where I'm going at with this. So you do a simple search on YouTube for TPUSA fraud, and the videos they're endless. We have Zionist shills who are on the $7,000 a video Israeli Zionist propaganda program. Certain YouTubers, we know who they are. Or you could be like Ben Shapiro, when you publish a video, use your $7,000 to buy views on YouTube to make it look like you're more popular than you are, and you could buy your YouTube subscribers. We already know his fucking game. People can't stand that guy, and you wonder how he got millions of dollars and nobody likes him because he buys all his video views. So yeah, all the fraud. This is just the fraud going on at TPUSA, and look at all the videos that pop up. So what did you have the option with? What did most Americans that may not be privy to conspiracies, okay, because not everyone's watching my YouTube channels or others. And yeah, so a lot of... Now, why is this important for them? Zionists, fancy word for pagans, Luciferians, the Babylonian Talmudists, are trying to obviously hijack Christianity. It's written right in Babylonian Talmud that they see Christianity, although in Talmud, I know my shit, so if someone who's a Jew tries, or a Zionist tries to call me out with it, I already know it's in Babylonian Talmud. It's not called Christianity, first of all. It's called min or minimum, which is the root of the word minimum or minute in an hour, because that's the smallest increment of an hour. Hour is also a play on the word horus. Yeah, our whole timekeeping system is based off Jewish Kabbalism. Who'd have thought? So they're losing favor, and they need to hijack the younger group because they're trying to turn them into Christian Zionist, which is a word that shouldn't even exist. You think I'm kidding? I'll pin this as a top comment if you did not know about this. The Jewish Chronicle. So this ain't fake news. Over 1,000 evangelical. What does evangelical mean? You're not Catholic. I dated a Freemason's daughter. She was an Eastern Star, and they didn't tell me directly. They can't do that. But it was highly suggested that I start attending their family church, which was Protestant. And I come from an Irish Catholic family. In fact, I was pretty damn sure when I first started dating her that she was Catholic. What do I know? I assume, like, if you're the same age as me in Philadelphia and you're Irish, Italian, Puerto Rican, Polish, you're probably Catholic. No, well, see, I'm not saying that everyone who's evangelical is in a secret society or pagan, but it's one of the requirements. So they had 1,000 quote unquote evangelical Christian pastors recently, and influencers. Yeah, we know who we're looking at. You, Beanie Boy, and Ben Shapiro, and Benny. How come all the Zionist shills have the name Benny? I don't know. Don't trust anyone named Ben. I have a sub named Ben. I hope he's not a shill. Yeah, he'll probably be in the comments section. So, and they are literally trying to hijack Christianity. They're trying to sell the youth, the American youth, the idea that if you are a Christian and you love Jesus, you also need to support Zionism. Listen, I'm saying Zionism, not Judaism. Because you know who else is blackballed in Israel? Real Jews who don't agree with Zionists. These people are Zionists, and they're trying to hijack the Christian movement. This is why last night they gave America an option. You watch Bad Bunny, who has double letters in her name, that's Masonic coding right in your face. We live in a world of symbols. Doing a halftime show with all these other flags, that's the New World Order, and doesn't even speak English, is singing in Puerto Rican during the halftime show for America's Sport, America. And so the idea was, 5 million Americans turned off the halftime show to go watch Turning Point USA because they thought, they were supporting a quote unquote Christian organization, but they weren't. It's just that all this shit's coming out about the corruption in that organization, so they're trying to put themselves in American favor again. Like, oh, we saved everyone at the Super Bowl by having Kid Rock. And listen, I'll tell you if somebody's a good musician or not. I don't like Kid Rock. Never did. But I'm also telling you that I have very high suspicions he's a Freemason. How does white trash singing about coming out of a trailer park suddenly become like the rock icon of the ruling Zionist elite? Ask yourself the questions. Kid Rock also has a song where he's singing about quote unquote underage girls. And there was little history of rock and roll here. A lot of the same Masonic Zionists who gave you the rock and roll movement. It was no coincidence that a lot of those early rock stars, a lot of them pedophiles, were also singing about quote unquote little girls all the time. Like, what's your name, little girl? While other people, like Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top, he sang a song called Planet of Women, because I guess Billy Gibbons is into women. Yeah, and it's also ironic that Erica Kirk, of all people, has been accused of being involved in child trafficking in Romania. And she was also in a Miss America, teenage Miss America pageant, which is just like, that's a beacon for pedophiles. Any teenage beauty pageant, anywhere where you got teenagers coming out in swimsuits, yeah. Yeah, ask yourself the question, especially like the judges on those events. Yeah, be a little creative with your mind. How do you win a beauty pageant? Win over the judges. Wink, wink. So anyway, this conspiracy theorist is telling you right now the whole fucking thing yesterday was a big charade. They wanted people to put on the Turning Point USA halftime show with Freemason. I'm talking fuck Kid Rock. If he isn't a Freemason, come on and tell me you're not. All right, I'm not falling for this shit anymore, and I'm getting very disenfranchised with it. And quite honestly, I think I'm going to get myself in a lot of trouble if I keep opening up my mouth about it, but I can't because I am seeing people who are Democrat, Republican, black, white, uh, basically all on the same team. They're all Freemasons, stirring all this racial divide in America and wiping their ass with the Bible, the Constitution, and I see right through the whole thing that they're doing. And this was what they're trying to get people back into. They're trying to get Turning Point USA back into a favorable light, which isn't happening. They are falling and falling hard. So they thought that they would do this little halftime show charade yesterday to win back American Christians, and nobody's falling for it. And I'm calling it out right now. And that's all my YouTube feed is filled up with today is the halftime show. Turning Point USA saves America. They patriotic bullshit. Um, anyway, what do I know? I'm just a conspiracy theorist who was telling people that Pizzagate was a thing 10 years ago. And by the way, yeah, if you did not know, 1,000 evangelical Christian pastors traveled to Israel this year, December 8th, 2025, so they can learn how to be good thralls of Zion. So you can go around and preach the gospel in Sunday in church and then go to the Masonic Lodge on Moon Day, Monday, and worship your pagan idols. And we're seeing right through this bullshit. I'm telling you right now, Americans, if you're Christian and you're a patriot, you need to get your head out of your ass and see who's really pulling the strings here. And it's being done by a bunch of Zionist, pagan, reptilian worshiping pagans who hate any person. I don't care what color you are. They even hate their own people. They even justify killing their own people. Yeah, ask Netanyahu about October 7th and the Zionists to yeah, or ask them about the Mossad snipers that were caught killing our own U.S. servicemen in Iraq and Syria and Afghanistan. God, what do you think we were doing in the Middle East for all those years after 9/11? We were killing the enemy of Zionists. As long as Christians and Muslims were dying, they were fine with it. And God forbid, America needs to stick up for itself and stop allowing these people to abuse us. It's getting sickening at this point, and they're becoming so desperate because they are falling out of favor with people. So now they're just pulling stupid shit like this. And I see right through their halftime show yesterday. There are so many people making videos about Erica Kirk and the fraud going on at TPUSA. A bunch of employees were just fired from Turning Point USA. And the one at the end of the day who's stirring all the shit is actually working on behalf of them, because if you want to take over a movement, you need to control it. That was actually taught by Nazi propagandists. And who's doing that on behalf of Zion? MI6 trained Candace Owens, and she's married to a Rothschild, and she is the biggest podcaster out there, supposedly taking down Erica Kirk and all their corruption. Bullshit. I see right through that too. At the end of the day, they're all going back to their Mormon churches and playing Ride to Go together. Yeah, you can't be a Freemason and a woman. You can't be a Freemason and trans either, but you can be an Eastern Star, a daughter of ISIS, or I think you just get the idea. So anyway, that's what I think about. Every year, I told you, I decoded the Illuminati halftime shows every year, and I just did. This year, there wasn't some spectacle pulled out in on a stage, and I'm not watching it if there was. But I just told you what the Illuminati halftime show was yesterday, and it seems like a lot of people fell for it. Don't trust Turning Point USA. I'm telling you right now, I see exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to, quote unquote, re educate Christians to fall in line with their pagan Zionist beliefs. How does that even happen? It doesn't. How do you take advice from the people following Babylonian Talmud, who are the ones who crucified Jesus? And they admitted it. And they crucified him in a way, right, as per Talmud, that would blame the Jews and the Romans, but not actually the Pharisees, who were the Babylonian reptilians, who were the real ones that knew he was the Son of God and wanted him dead. So there, I just decoded the Illuminati halftime show for you. If you could support my channel, all the links are in the description. I'm trying to buy some marijuana option. I'm not going to lie. Let's see. How much money? I'm honest with everything. I don't have time to be Hijacking. There goes a Yiddish word for you, because I can speak Yiddish. Don't ask me how. Hijacking. That means banging a tea kettle. If a tea kettle's already ringing, if you bang on it, you're just making more noise. It's senseless. That's what Hijacking is. All right, I need about $16, and I'll be a happy cat if I can get that. Well, that rhyme. Happy cat if I can get that. And I do what I can. Someone asked me for a Macy video today. You got one. And I'm glad I did it then, because she's sitting right next to me and she's passed out. She's getting her beauty nap in. Anyway, any questions or comments, leave them below. All the donation links are in the description. We are at war. This is turning into a spiritual war, and they're getting desperate. I'm talking about the Zionists. They're getting really desperate. And they're trying to win favor with America right now, because Netanyahu is foaming out of the mouth because he wants Americans to go fight Iran for them. You know, fuck Americans. Give us our welfare money every year. This is what Israel says. Anyone complains against it, we're going to call them anti-Semitic Nazis, even though we created the Nazi movement. Did you know the word Ashkenazi has the word Nazi in it? Those are the fake Jews, the Zionists. That's not a coincidence. And they're just foaming out of the mouth because they want us to go kill their enemies for them, because God forbid Israel had to man up and go fight their own wars. Yeah. And a lot like what I teach about, I don't find this a coincidence either. I tell you that Alpha Draconian reptilians are parasites. They're energy parasites. And it's no coincidence that the Zionists who follow them are a parasite to planet Earth. Whether it be being a parasite to your spirituality, trying to hijack your religion, hijacking your finances in the form of foreign aid. They're just a parasitic. That's what they are. They're parasites. Yeah, go Zion. Anyway, it's all for my rant this afternoon. You can support the channel. All the links are in the description. Take care, and God bless.